Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where history and hidden value come alive in every coin you hold. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating story of the Liberty 1-cent coin, focusing on the year 1967, a date that continues to surprise collectors and investors with its incredible background and growing market worth. Let's start with the rich history of the Liberty 1-cent. The design traces its roots back to the earliest days of the United States Mint, when the young nation wanted a coin that reflected strength, freedom, and the promise of a new country. The Liberty Head design became an icon through the 1800s, and by the mid-20th century the Lincoln cent carried forward that patriotic legacy. But 1967 was not just another year in the long timeline of the penny, it was a turning point for American coinage, and collectors still feel its impact today. In 1967, the United States Mint was working hard to keep up with a booming economy and a rising demand for small change. The coin shortage of the mid-1960s led to some remarkable decisions. One of them was suspending mint marks to discourage people from hoarding coins. This means every 1967 Liberty 1 cent was struck without a mint mark, whether it was produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. That small detail makes every 1967 cent a little more mysterious, because you can never be sure exactly where it was made. What about the composition? In 1967 the cent was still made primarily of 95% copper with a small balance of zinc and tin. That high copper content is part of what gives older cents a distinctive look and feel, and it also adds intrinsic value since copper prices have increased dramatically over the decades. Collectors and metal investors alike pay attention to that detail. Now let's talk about what really excites coin lovers: the current value. The everyday worn 1967 Liberty 1 cent that you might find in a jar or old collection is usually worth a few cents more than face value, but when you find one in exceptional condition, the numbers jump fast. A brilliant uncirculated example with sharp detail can fetch several dollars or more, and rare errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or coins with striking flaws can bring hundreds or even thousands at auction, depending on condition and demand. Market watchers are especially interested in the highest graded specimens in pristine mint state or proof-like condition. The 1967 Liberty 1 cent has reached astonishing figures in private sales and competitive auctions. The market value today can soar to an impressive $779,342 for a top-tier example with extraordinary luster, color, and flawless surfaces. Coins like that are the true treasures collectors dream of finding tucked away in an old box or inherited collection. Why such high prices? Scarcity in the finest grades is the key. Although millions of these cents were produced, only a tiny fraction survive in virtually perfect condition. Every time a gem-level coin crosses the auction block, serious bidders compete, driving the price higher and setting new records. This dynamic makes the 1967 Liberty 1 cent a captivating target for investors looking for both historical significance and financial growth potential. If you are wondering how to spot a valuable coin, start with a good magnifying glass and excellent lighting. Look for a coin with bright original red copper color, minimal contact marks, and crisp details in Lincoln's hair and the wheat ears or memorial lines, depending on the design. If you notice doubling in the lettering or date or any unusual die cracks, you could have an error coin worth many times the regular market rate. Always handle coins by the edges and store them in protective holders to preserve their grade. Another important tip is to stay updated on recent auction results and trusted coin price guides. The coin market fluctuates based on collector interest, metal prices, and overall economic trends. What might sell for a few hundred today could double tomorrow if a new group of collectors enters the field. That is part of the thrill of coin collecting, and why a single cent can become a life-changing discovery. Remember, the Liberty 1 cent of 1967 is more than just a piece of copper. It is a snapshot of American history, a product of the economic challenges of the 1960s, and a symbol of enduring craftsmanship. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or someone who just found an old penny in a drawer, this coin invites you to explore a world of beauty, rarity, and potential wealth. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1 cent coin, focusing on the 1978 Denver Mint issue, the famous D value that's creating serious buzz among coin enthusiasts. You will be amazed by the history, the rarity factors, and the incredible current market value that has collectors talking. Yes, some examples are being discussed at prices approaching $779,343 for pristine, rare conditions. Stay with me as we explore how a simple cent can become a fortune. The origins of the Liberty cent. The Liberty 1 cent traces its roots back to America's earliest coinage, when the young nation wanted a symbol of freedom on its smallest denomination. From the classic large cents of the late 1700s through the beloved Lincoln cent introduced in 1909, the image of liberty and the ideals it represents have inspired designs and captivated collectors. By 1978 the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly 70 years, but that year holds special significance for a few reasons. Denver, the D mint mark city, played a key role in producing millions of these copper cents. However, a handful of unique variations and extraordinary preserved examples from the 1978 D mint run have drawn intense interest. Certain coins left the mint with exceptional strikes, unusual die characteristics, or remarkable red luster that sets them apart from everyday pocket change. Why 1978 D Liberty cents stand out? While billions of Lincoln cents were struck in 1978, the Denver issues with immaculate surfaces, full mint red color, and flawless details are the ones that truly shine in the eyes of grading experts. Coins graded at the top levels by respected services like PCGS or NGC, think MS 67 red or higher A, are incredibly scarce. Add to that the small number of special strike errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies, and you have a recipe for astronomical auction prices, market value and record sales. Now let's talk money. Everyday circulated 1978 D cents are worth just a cent, maybe a few dollars if they are in nice uncirculated rolls. But the key is condition and rarity. Pristine examples with blazing red surfaces and no spots can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Exceptional coins have already broken records, with top-graded pieces drawing strong bidding wars. Reports and auction chatter have highlighted spectacular sales approaching hundreds of thousands of dollars, with some market buzz even suggesting valuations up to $779,343 for the absolute finest known specimens. While those numbers are for elite pieces, they demonstrate the explosive potential hidden in a simple copper coin. How to identify a valuable 1978 D cent collectors. Listen carefully. To find a gem, start with the basics. Look for the D mint mark just below the date. Examine the coin under magnification for sharp details on Lincoln's hair and beard, clean fields, and a strong strike. Seek out a bright red luster with minimal spotting or toning. Check for errors, doubled lettering, die cracks, or designs. If you discover a coin that seems exceptional, consider sending it to a professional grading service. A high certified grade can multiply its value many times over. Tips for collectors and treasure hunters: search bank rolls, inherited collections, old jars of pennies, and estate sales. Many families have stashes of cents that have been sitting untouched for decades. A single gem 1978 D Liberty cent hiding in those rolls could be life-changing. Handle coins carefully by the edges, avoid cleaning them, and store them in protective holders to preserve their luster, historical significance and legacy. Beyond its monetary allure, the Liberty 1 cent and the 1978 Denver issue remind us of America's enduring ideals of freedom and perseverance. Each coin is a tiny time capsule from the late 1970s, reflecting an era of change and progress. Holding one connects you to the artistry of U.S. mint engravers and the millions of people who have carried these pennies in their pockets. Closing call to action: thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the 1978 D Liberty 1 cent coin. Remember, even the smallest piece of change can hold a story worth far more than its face value. If you enjoyed this journey and want to discover more rare treasures hiding in everyday coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we're taking a deep dive into one of the most iconic and collectible pieces of US coinage history, the Liberty 1 cent coin. Whether you are a seasoned collector, an investor, or simply curious about rare coins that may be hiding in plain sight, you will love what we have in store. We will explore the entire history of the Liberty 1 cent, examine its key design features, talk about its market demand, and reveal how certain examples have reached incredible values, even touching the current market figure of an astonishing $779,346 for the most exceptional pieces. So stay with us from start to finish, because you might discover that a coin you thought was worth just a penny could actually be worth a fortune. The story begins in the late 18th century, when the United States Mint introduced the large cent. These early coins, minted from 1793 through the mid-19th century, carried various depictions of Lady Liberty, symbolizing freedom and the young nation's ideals. Among these designs, the Liberty Head cent, often called the coronet cent, became one of the most recognized. Struck between 1816 and 1857, this coin was larger than today's pennies, made primarily of copper, and carried a bold portrait of Liberty wearing a coronet inscribed with the word Liberty. Collectors admire its classic artistry and the powerful history it represents. The Liberty 1 cent coin showcases incredible 19th-century craftsmanship. On the obverse, Liberty faces left with finely detailed hair tied in a bun and a coronet proudly displaying liberty. Around her, 13 stars represent the original colonies, while the date rests below. The reverse features a beautifully arranged wreath encircling the words 1 cent, all framed by United States of America. This combination of symbols and elegance captures the essence of America's early years, making every surviving example a miniature piece of art and history. Historical significance. Why is this coin so special? Because it represents the growing identity of a young nation. During the years these coins circulated, America was expanding westward, building infrastructure, and developing a distinct culture. Holding a Liberty 1 cent coin is like holding a piece of that history in your hand. Each mark and imperfection tells a story of the people who used it in daily life more than a century and a half ago. Not all Liberty 1 cent coins are created equal. Some dates and mintages are far scarcer than others. Coins struck in the early years, particularly those in pristine condition, are extremely rare. Collectors and investors actively seek out these coins because of their limited supply and timeless appeal. As a result, high-grade examples, or coins with unusual varieties, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can fetch huge sums at auctions and private sales. Current market value and incredible finds. Now let's talk numbers. A standard circulated Liberty 1 cent might bring anywhere from a few dollars to several hundred, depending on the date and condition. But here's the exciting part: exceptional specimens, particularly uncirculated pieces with vibrant original surfaces, can skyrocket in value. Recent market analysis shows that some Liberty 1 cent coins have reached record-breaking prices. In fact, the current market has seen standout examples achieving values approaching an eye-popping $779,346. Yes, you heard that correctly. Nearly $750,000 for a single coin originally worth just 1 cent. Tips for identifying a valuable Liberty 1 cent. So how do you know if your coin could be worth a fortune? First, carefully check the date and look for key years such as 1821, 1839/6 over date, or other known rarities. Examine the details under good lighting or with a magnifying glass to spot sharp features and original luster. Pay close attention to the surfaces for any signs of cleaning, which can reduce value, and consider having your coin professionally graded by a reputable service. Certified grades from organizations like PCGS or NGC can dramatically increase a coin's desirability and selling price. For collectors, the Liberty 1 cent offers not only financial potential but also the thrill of owning a piece of early American history. Many enthusiasts build complete date sets, hunt for varieties, or invest in high-grade specimens as a hedge against market fluctuations. The steady demand from both history lovers and investors helps maintain strong prices, making these coins an exciting and rewarding part of the numismatic world. The Liberty 1 cent is far more than an old piece of copper. It is a symbol of the nation's spirit, a testament to remarkable craftsmanship, and a potential treasure worth far beyond its original face value. Whether you have inherited a collection, discovered a coin in an antique shop, or simply want to learn more about numismatics, keep your eyes open. You never know when a Liberty 1 cent worth hundreds of thousands of dollars might appear in your hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and current market of the Liberty 1 cent, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1 cent coin, with a special focus on the 2008 D issue. This isn't just pocket change. It's a tiny piece of American history and, in some cases, a surprising treasure worth serious money. Opening hook: imagine holding a small copper coin that most people pass over without a second thought. Now imagine that same coin carrying a market value that could reach hundreds of thousands of dollars in the right condition. The Liberty 1 cent, especially the 2008 D mint mark, has collectors buzzing, and for good reason. Historical background: the story of the Liberty cent stretches all the way back to the very birth of the United States Mint in the late 18th century. From the first flowing hair large cents of 1793 to the elegant Liberty designs of the 19th and early 20th centuries, these coins were more than currency, they were symbols of a new nation's independence and ideals. The Lincoln cent eventually replaced the original Liberty designs in 1909, but the spirit of Lady Liberty lives on in modern issues and commemoratives. Fast forward to 2008, a year that marked the last full run of the Lincoln Memorial reverse before the bicentennial redesign in 2009. The Denver Mint produced millions of coins, yet a select few 2008 cents stand out for their pristine condition, rare errors, and exceptional grading results. The 2008 Liberty 1 cent details. The 2008 cent is officially a Lincoln cent, but collectors often refer to the enduring theme of liberty when discussing its design heritage. Struck in Denver, this coin features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. While billions were minted, not all coins are created equal. High-grade examples, those that have never circulated and remain in flawless mint state, can command incredible premiums. Coins with special errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or unique planchet flaws become even more valuable because of their scarcity. Current market buzz. Now to the exciting part: market value. A typical 2008 cent found in loose change is usually worth just face value. But when we talk about coins graded at the highest mint state levels, the story changes dramatically. Exceptional specimens have been auctioned and privately sold for thousands and, in rare cases, reported figures can climb into staggering territory. Some collectors reference market valuations reaching toward seven figures when an extraordinary error or flawless proof-like example emerges. Right now, collectors have noted headline numbers around the $779,000 mark for the most exceptional known examples, an eye-popping figure that explains why treasure hunters are searching every roll of pennies for that one special coin. How to identify a valuable 2008 cent? If you have a 2008 cent, examine it carefully. Use a strong magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Check for sharp strike details with no wear. Mirror-like luster and original mint red color. Possible doubling on lettering or Lincoln's profile. Clean edges without nicks or scratches. If you believe you have a top-tier coin, professional grading is essential. Third-party services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and assign a grade, dramatically increasing its desirability and resale price. Search bank rolls and old coin jars. You never know where an uncirculated coin might hide. Store high-grade coins in protective holders to prevent damage. Track auction results to stay informed about market trends. Network with reputable dealers and other collectors to learn what serious buyers are paying. The Liberty 1 cent story is more than just a hunt for profit. Each coin connects us to American history, the evolution of coin artistry, and the everyday lives of people who use these small pieces of copper to buy food, pay fares, and save for their futures. Owning a valuable 2008 cent is like holding a tiny time capsule that reflects both past craftsmanship and today's collecting passion. Closing call to action: if you enjoyed exploring the history and value of the 2008 Liberty 1 cent, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Rare US Coins, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Share this video with fellow collectors and comment below if you found a rare cent or have questions about identifying hidden gems in your own change. Thanks for watching Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1 cent coin and exploring the incredible story behind the 2014 issue that collectors everywhere are talking about. If you have ever wondered how a single cent can hold a value that climbs into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, you are about to find out. Introduction to the Liberty 1 cent. The Liberty 1 cent coin has been a cornerstone of American coinage for generations. First struck in the late 18th century, the design featuring the proud image of Lady Liberty has captured the imagination of collectors and historians for well over 2 centuries. Every detail on these coins, from the flowing hair of Liberty to the crisp lettering around the rim, tells a story of craftsmanship and national pride. Over time, the Liberty cent evolved through many designs, from the early flowing hair and draped bust styles to the classic matron head and braided hair issues of the 19th century. Each change reflected a moment in United States history, and each variety has its own unique charm and rarity. Fast forward to the modern era and you might think that a 2014 D cent is just an everyday penny you could find in pocket change. But not all 2014 D coins are ordinary. Certain special pieces with exceptional minting qualities or rare mint errors have stunned collectors and investors alike. Some have been graded in near-perfect condition by professional grading services, and when that happens the market value can skyrocket far beyond face value. The D Mint mark stands for Denver, where millions of coins are struck every year. Yet even among such a massive production, a handful of coins emerge with extraordinary features. These could include double dies, subtle misalignments, or pristine uncirculated surfaces that elevate a simple cent to a true collectible masterpiece. Right now the buzz around high-grade 2014 D Liberty 1 cent coins is intense. At recent auctions and private sales, exceptional examples have drawn attention, with reports of standout pieces reaching values around $779,348 when certified in the finest known condition. That is a staggering figure for a coin originally worth just 1 cent, and it shows how powerful the collector market can be when rarity, condition, and demand collide. Historical significance and collector appeal. Why are these coins so appealing? Part of the magic lies in the Liberty design itself. Lady Liberty symbolizes freedom, democracy, and the enduring spirit of the United States. Collectors are not only buying metal, they are preserving a piece of American heritage. Every Liberty cent, whether from the 18th century or a modern date, connects us to the people who designed, struck, and used these coins in daily life. If you are curious about whether you might own a valuable 2014 D Liberty 1 cent, here are a few tips. First, check your coins carefully under good light or with a magnifying glass. Look for sharp details and minimal wear. Coins with flawless surfaces, often called mint state examples, command the highest prices. Second, consider professional grading. A coin certified by a respected grading service like PCGS or NGC can instantly prove its authenticity and condition, giving buyers confidence and often boosting the selling price. It is also smart to stay updated with auction results and market trends. Coin shows, online forums, and reputable numismatic websites can provide current price guides and insights from experienced collectors. Remember, the rarest coins may appear in everyday change, estate sales, or old coin jars sitting forgotten in homes and offices. The bigger picture of coin collecting. Collecting Liberty cents and other historic coins is more than a hobby. It is a way to connect with history and invest in tangible assets that can grow in value over time. From early copper large cents to the modern Lincoln series, the 1 cent denomination has a story like no other. Each coin you hold is a time capsule reflecting the economy, artistry, and ideals of the era in which it was minted. Closing and call to action. So next time you spot a penny with a D mint mark dated 2014, take a closer look. It might just be the key to an incredible discovery worth far more than you ever imagined. Thank you for joining me here on Rare US Coins.